Average Pat's Movie Reviews.
Hi everyone, Average Pat here to sit to chat today about the movie Aquaman. The film was released on December 21st, Friday, and opened to rave reviews and high expectations. It was directed by James Wan, who's known for The Conjuring. So in typical movie fashion, keep an eye out for any kind of Easter eggs that may reference The Conjuring. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but they are definitely there. The film stars Jason Momoa as Arthur Curry, the rightful heir to the kingship of Atlantis. Amber Heard as Mera, Willem Dafoe as Vulko, Patrick Wilson as his brother, as Arthur's brother, King Orm, Nicole Kidman as his mother, Atlanna, Dolph Lundgren as King Nereus, rival faction. I guess you'd describe it as a faction of the Atlantean race. Yahya Abdul Mateen II is the secondary villain. He's not really the main villain. He'll probably be the main villain, and if there is any kind of sequels. He plays Black Manta. And Michael Beach, who's known for being roles of ER and Third Watch, plays Black Manta's father, Jesse. I went into this movie with open expectations. I'm notoriously, and first admitted, a Marvel fan, as the shirt shows. However, I am a superhero fan. I like good comic stories. I appreciate a good written dialogue and a good, I guess just an overall storyline that works with good character development. This film did not do that. And it was very disappointing in that aspect. They had an open forum. They had nothing to tie him down. They had no expectations to live up to. Nobody's ever done Aquaman before. And the ability that they had to develop him deeply and express where he came from and his frustrations and why he's, invulnerable in most situations, they don't really develop or don't really touch very much. Huge point being that one of the scenes they showed from the trailer was Amber Heard's character Mera jumping out of a moving airplane without a parachute. And Momoa's response was, redheads, and he jumps out after her. Well, they're flying over the Sahara Desert. They both hit the ground and walk away. They're in a plane, flying. They jump out without parachutes, and nobody explains how they're able to literally shrug it off like it's no big deal. To me, that's weak development. They had a lot of opportunity to develop and explain how they're able to do that, why they're able to do that, why their body's so different that, even being outside the water, they're still invulnerable. They didn't explain any of that, and that left a big... I know a lot of people that were in the theater like, what the heck? There's no way they would have survived that. So, to me, that was major disappointment number one. Major disappointment number two, it was too predictable. The whole storyline that they had was, here's a comic book line, here's what we're going to follow, and we're not going to swerve at all. We're not going to throw any major curveballs. And DC is very notorious for doing that because they're scared of not having the followers or the viewership of their movies that Marvel has. Marvel is, here's your storyline, and as we're going along and you expect it, we're going to throw this curveball in there. And we're okay with you being upset with that because we know we're going to redeem ourselves later on and bring it back around. The expectations, the typical things that you expect aren't there in Marvel films. Of course, majority of the film is expectations, but they do throw that curveball in all their movies. And you don't really get anything along those lines in any of the DC movies so far. And this was supposed to cement their DC universe. They had Henry Cavill as Superman. He's gone. Ben Affleck as Batman. He's gone. You have Momoa as Aquaman. He's still there. And Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. She's still there. What happens with the rest of the universe? Are they still going to be attached? Are they going to bring other people in and just pretend that they were still in the same movies together? It's a big conglomeration of garbage, honestly. It's a shame. I was really hoping they would do well with this. And the fact that they don't have the long-term contracts, they don't have the vision set as much as they should to establish the universe the way it should be, the Justice League perfectly with Hal Jordan as a Green Lantern, with the Flash being better developed. It was a disappointment. It was a sad attempt to try to catch up to Marvel forcefully with the Justice League, and then this one just cements it even more because they're too cautious with their approach of the whole movie. Overall, Visually, it was stunning, of course. The blacklight scenes underwater are very reminiscent of the Planet Pandora scenes in the movie Avatar. Everything glows. It looks really neat. There's a whole underwater culture that we don't know about. There's a highway that enters into Atlantis that nobody can see unless you have special night vision, which they show as their eyes go underwater. They change to like an orange hue. It's kind of neat. Looks great. I went and saw it in IMAX in 3D. I got the little collectible ticket for it. It's kind of neat to have. If you go and get motion sick, don't go see it in IMAX in 3D. There was a couple people in the theater that were complaining because the visuals were too fast, too spinning, and not enough time to reset in between to let them catch up. They were quite upset by the fact that they didn't get any kind of warning that there was going to be that, fast-paced and visually upsetting or disturbing where it came to motion sickness. Overall, I'd have to give the movie on a rating of 1 to 5. I would give it, honestly, a 3.5. I mean, it really, maybe 3 3/4. It had potential. It had the ability to move forward and establish a decent character with, there really was no expectations because nobody's ever done it before. And in my opinion, they dropped the ball. They went the safe route instead of going with the adventurous and let's flush this guy out pretty well. I'll go with say 3 3/4. So if you want a good, decent storyline, it's not bad. If you want a good visuals, it's not bad. If you're not expecting a really full developed character, it's not a bad flick. It has its moments. There are great one-liners. Of course, most of the superhero movies have that nowadays because they make them a little bit easier to swallow. But again, it's not Marvel. And unfortunately, it's too obvious that it's not Marvel. And it seems like DC didn't even try to pretend to make it Marvel. They were just content with how it came out. So if you like any of my reviews, please make sure to like this on Facebook, subscribe to my YouTube page. Trying to see more and more movies. I got 2 more reviews to come up this week. They'll probably be out later today for Mary Poppins Returns and Welcome to Marwen. So look forward to them. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube page so you don't miss out on any of them. Thanks again for watching, guys. Have a good day.